Disappearance is a 1993 American psychological thriller fantasy film. The movie begins with chemistry professor Barney Cousins.
Can the capacity for great evil arise while also possessing the capacity for great good?
Jeff Harriman, Kiefer Sutherland, goes on vacation with his girlfriend Diane Shaver, Sandra Bullock, who disappears without a trace at a gas station. 3 years later, Jeff has become obsessed with finding out what happened, putting up flyers and relentlessly following up on leads. Exhausted, he stops at a diner and meets a waitress named Rita, Nancy Travis, who sympathizes with his plight and courts him. A year later, they become a couple and move into an apartment in Seattle. Jeff, who is trying to write a novel, meets a publisher who suggests he write a book about the disappearance. Knowing it will upset Rita, he hides his project, buys used military uniforms from a surplus store, and uses an Army Reserve drill as a cover to continue his search. One weekend, Rita is home and curious about her project. She goes to the computer and breaks the code using a few letters of Diane's name, gaining access to Jeff's draft of a children's book. After reading it, she discovers that it's really about Diane's disappearance. Rita tracks Jeff down to his motel room and angrily confronts him. Jeff finally tells the truth about how Diane disappeared and only agrees to Rita. Following her ultimatum, Jeff ends the search and burns the missing posters of Diane. A few months later, Barney finds himself on campus and discovers Diane's missing posters covered with other flyers. He assumes that Jeff has given up on finding the truth. He decides to lure Jeff by sending him a letter to meet him at the country club to find out the truth about Diane, which Jeff does. While Barney secretly watches, Rita confronts Jeff again and tells him they are done. Rita records on the answering machine at their house, indicating that she has broken up with Jeff. When Jeff returns, he changes the message without Rita's knowledge. Barney comes to Jeff's door and admits that he is responsible for Diane's disappearance. Jeff attacks him and demands answers. Barney promises to show Jeff what happened to Diane, but only if he agrees to go through the same thing she did. Barney talks about his past. He broke his arm jumping off a roof as a child, and when he became a husband and father years later, he saved a little girl from drowning. He claims that this experience led him to an epiphany. Can the capacity for great evil appear while also possessing the capacity for great good? Diane's abduction was an attempt to answer this hypothesis.